just last night, APB out on, and we had everybody looking for this man. I'm talking about HPD. I'm talking about Pasadena PD. I'm talking about Clear Lake PD. I'm talking about,
HISD.
HISD. I mean, we had ICE, looking for this man, and we finally located him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the Hall of Fame, Juan Adams. Juan, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, dude. Just been recovering. Kind of been a recluse the last month or so, but I'm back. Doing my thing, back in the gym, and
La-
moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, Juan Adams from the UFC. He had a fight a while back, San Antonio, Texas, against Greg Hardy. Fight didn't go his way, but that's the fight game. That's the fight game. I've been wanting to locate you just so I could talk to you and more importantly, see how you was doing. See how you was doing as well as perhaps what happened in the fight.
Basically, I haven't been doing. Obviously after a loss like that, you build it up, you hype it up, and all that.
Yeah.
I had a lot personally invested in that fight, so it hurt a little bit more. But what happened is, I went in there. We went in there with a game plan, and the whole process leading up to it, you try and drown out all the noise.
Yeah.
All I'm hearing the whole time, the entire camp is, "Oh, you just wrestle and you'll be good. You just wrestle, you'll be good." So our game plan was, to work that jab, work the jab, move out to the side, and when I saw a shot, open it up. We weren't expecting me to take a shot, so probably about 2 or 3 minutes into the round, but I saw him, back up both times off of that jab. So the third time, I feinted the jab, I rolled off with his punch, and I went in for my single leg. It was supposed to be, a high crotch where I don't hit my knee. I guess he had been working his wrestling a lot. He did that hip throw,
Yeah, he
which I
did.
wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
It got me down on the side of my hip. I was kind of waiting for him to adjust. The first time I felt his weight move, I went back up to both knees. And, then I was going to kind of hold that leg there until his weight shifted again. I was either going to shelf it and double off. Then I was going to post the leg if he didn't shift that way, post my hand on the ground, circle around, trap the leg, and come out to take his back. Or I was going to do a crackdown, So I just kind of reverted to strictly wrestling mode. When he was hitting me, I didn't feel any danger. I felt like I was shielding with my shoulder, so I'd never seen a fight stopped in that position before. I thought I was all right.
I thought the fight was stopped prematurely. I really do. But the referee is there to protect the fighter, of course. And then if you put yourself in that position right there, you kind of force the referee to kind of make a decision. As far as myself, I thought you was going to go in there and stand up with him. I've really never watched Greg Hardy be tested in a fight from a stand-up perspective, and I thought you guys being pretty much relatively same height, same weight, pretty much identical in so many ways. I thought that the stand-up would have been a route. Wow, in hindsight, do you regret that?
Yeah, I do regret going in for the takedown, especially, when I go back and watch the fight,
Yeah.
The first time I hit him, he was shocked. First time he really looked like he was in danger of anything. So I wanted to just keep pushing the pace, and I felt the best way to do that was to make him feel my weight and carry my weight. But, it's one of those things where up until that point, I had never missed a takedown in mixed martial arts, right? That's going back to my amateur fights, I had a 100% takedown rate through 10 fights. And so, the first time I missed a takedown and have the fight ended off of that, it sucks, man. And it hits deep because, my whole MMA career, I've identified as a wrestler. And, to have my wrestling fail me and the biggest fight of my career up to that point was it sucks. So I do regret that, and it's something that's going to eat me alive until until I either get a title or I get a rematch against that guy. It's something that I'm gonna have to live with, but I can't let it consume me too much because there will be other fights, and the most pressing issue right now is this last fight on my contract.
Well, I mean, it's last fight on your contract. Definitely got to go out there and press. You know how the company is. You know how the business is. And, you're only as good as your last fight. You know what I mean? Normally in the game, you say you've been going through some personal stuff as well. How have personal and training been mixing as of late?
You know, personal wise, it's tough because I had a lot of people believing in me for that fight. That fight brought out a lot of more emotion than I've ever felt going into a fight. So that it's been tough resolving that. Kind of going out in public has been hard for me because everybody wants to talk about it, and it's not something that I want to talk about. In my day to day. But no, then training wise, this fight kind of revealed to me that what I'm doing isn't working. My last two fights haven't really gone my way, and it's one of those things where loyalty is super important to me. I wanted to make it all the way to the top with the same group, the same team that got me to the show. But I can't do that. Going into my last two fight camps, for example, I don't have training partners. I've got people that I train with regularly that sometimes show up and sometimes don't. But it's gotten to the point at multiple times throughout these last two camps where I've had to go on Facebook and basically post like, hey, anybody over 200 something pounds with any MMA experience, I need training partners, please come help. And it shouldn't be that way. So, I fought going to a big camp for a while, but it's time for that in my career, and it's time for me to kind of go somewhere where I'm going to be pushed harder than what I'm doing here, because down here is at a point where I have to basically exhaust myself before any training sessions to get anything out of the training, and it shouldn't be that way. So it sucks. It does hurt a lot because my coaches have been with me from the beginning, and I'm gonna have to remove at least one of them from my corner when I go to fight now, when I go train at one of these big camps. But I think long term, it's the best thing for my career, and it's really the only option I have at this point.
Hey man, that's the business too. The business don't come to you. You got to go to it.
Yeah.
You got to put yourself in position to actually, for somebody to actually see you. You know what I mean? To actually be discovered. You know what I mean? Having that exposure on television, is very very important. And I'm sure, like you say, that was a huge fight in your career as far as people looking at you and saying, man, I want to get behind this guy, and something like that happens. You may feel like everything is doom and gloom, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man, keep your head up, bro. Do not let one fight define you. Them suckers out in pub don't do. I'm telling you, you better get out in public because you can't stay in the house as big as you are. You need some sunshine just to brighten your day up. But them suckers, you just tell them, hey man, look, you think there's something I want to talk about? And trust me, I've been in that position because I've been on television, and you may have seen some of my epic fails, and people come up to me all the time and say, hey man, do you remember when I say, man, you really think I want to talk about that? You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to humanize yourself. You know what I mean? You really can't look at yourself the way other people look at you. You got to look at yourself the way your mama look at you, Adam. You know what I mean? So my thing is this, bro. My thing is this. One, do not let that one fight define who you are, man. You're destined to be something. So just keep doing what you do, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm gonna do my best on that one.
You got it, man. Hey, man, we got to take a break, and we definitely going to get you back on, man. real soon. Find out how you train it. And if you want to come down to reality of wrestling, man, we got some big guys down there. I got a few rings down there. I got a bunch of weightlifting equipment. We got the bags down there and everything, man. Come on down and get some training in, bro. Come on down. You know what I mean? It ain't but 20 minutes away. And we'll take care of you, get you ready for that next fight. Free of charge. That's on me, dog. That's on me. That's Juan Adams, UFC fighter, guys. We got to take a break. We'll be back in a momento.
Rip the track with about 25 flows, and I'm giving like a Mac with about 25